Alright, people. I've got the stomach virus that kid had last week. Fortunately, I have not vomited yet, but I do not feel good. So here's what's going down. I have some things to share. I have these great, passionate ideas going on in my head that I would like to blog about, but I just haven't had the time to sit down and actually write something out. And by the time I have time at night, I'm tired. I know I'm sick. So, talk about them. A couple of things I want to share, money saving wise. If you're making your own bread, you may know this, but you may not. So this is a huge, massive amount of savings. Yeast. If you're buying those separate packs, cut that out. Those things are you get 3 packs for what, $2 something? You can get yeast in a larger package, but just hold on. This is just step 1. This is 4 ounces. It's 16 of those packs, right? And it was $6.89. So it's about 50% less than buying them separately. But if you have a health food store that sells bulk items, I got this at Earth Fare. If you're an Ann Arborite, I know you can get yeast in bulk. At Arbor Farms, it will be in a refrigerated section. It won't be in the bulk bin. If you have a place that sells food in bulk, ask them if they have yeast. That's prepackaged in one of those clamshell things, and it was $1.80 for half a pound of yeast. This is 4 ounces for $6.89. This was already 50% cheaper than the other one. That is $1.80 for twice as much. Think about it, people. Huge savings. Definitely get your yeast in bulk, if at all possible. Call whatever health food stores are in your area and see which of them have yeast in bulk. That's step number 1. Okay, so there's that. Also this week, if you are, I'm a King Arthur flour fan, people. I've never denied it. I think the flour is fantastic and much better. This week it's on sale at Ingles if you're a Southerner. Okay. Step 2. Step 3. Redbox. Do you know about Redbox? I did not know about Redbox. When we moved here, I saw one in our grocery store, but I had no idea what it was. I could see that you get movies, but I thought who's buying movies from? I did not know it was a vending machine, and I thought you were just renting them from the grocery store. I was why would you do that? Who wants to do that? Then several months later, it's taken me about 8 months to figure out what it is. I was reading somewhere and found out that it's a vending machine for movies, and they're only $1. And they have new releases. They have the stuff. Unlike a store, they can't guarantee that the stuff is in that machine, So if you have a specific movie you want to watch, you need to go online to redbox.com, check your area, find which machine has your movie still in it. But for $1, you really can't beat it. $1. You swipe your credit card. It's $1 plus tax for every night. So if you end up having it for 3 nights, it's $3. If you return it before the next day, within your 24-hour period, it's $1. But here's the real deal. So this is why I want to share this. Redbox gives out promotion codes, making your rental free. They give them out all the ding-dong time, number 1. Number 2, they don't seem to really expire, and you can use them more than once. So, we haven't paid for a rental yet. You know what I'm saying? Alright. Number, whatever I'm on, 5. There's a blog called Inside Redbox. Google it. They'll give you the current promotional codes going on right now. This is yet to fail to work. If you want to be a really great sport about it, you can do what I do and tell the people standing in line behind you what the code is. They'll really appreciate it. Trust me. You'll be like, you know, the most famous person at your grocery store. Okay, I'm assuming eventually they're gonna fix this glitch, but for now, free movies. That's all I'm saying. So, it's been especially good for like kids movies. Before this, that isn't saving us money because we weren't renting movies, but it's allowing us to rent movies. Before this, we were only watching movies we could TiVo. So, you know, we had a lot of commercials going on. And we don't have any pay movie channels, so we were only watching like American Movie Classics and Turner Classic Movies and whatever free movies they put on the Disney Channel or Hallmark Channel. So this has really stepped up our entertainment value immeasurably. Okay, those are my tips. What time am I at? Oh, it took me a while to say those. Okay. Other things. I think I've pretty much shared where I'm at with food tips. I do want to say that I've been thinking a lot about everything. And I've been thinking a lot about like how I feel that the current mainstream culture makes you feel that you should be having vastly different foods every day and that you're entitled to have a lot of difference in what kind of foods you eat. You know what I mean? Like it's based on a restaurant culture and how different that is probably from the way that you were raised and how much pressure it is on current home food providers and how ridiculous and how it's just perpetuating a myth that, you know, more is more exciting is more, you know, all that stuff is better. Instead of being happy to have flavorful, good, healthy, nourishing food that you're just happy to have that tastes good. You know, instead of feeling like you've got to have at least one Asian dinner in your rotation and one Mexican dinner and one, you know, Middle Eastern dinner, and you know, like I feel like I gotta have so much variety and all this stuff, and it costs a lot of money to have pantry basics that allow you to cook all those different kinds of cuisines. And it's no longer seen as a luxury to have those. I mean, when we were growing up, they didn't necessarily even have an international foods aisle. You know what I'm saying? And now, if you don't cook that varied of a menu, I think you can feel like you're not a good cook or you're, you know, inadequate or something. You know, and I just feel like if you grew up before or if you lived in a different country where most of your cuisine stays within your cultural context, that just isn't happening, you know? So it's just something that I've been thinking about and something to think about, you know, that whether or not you want to perpetuate that idea that that you just inherently deserve to have immense variety in your life, you know, and that you can't go without it. You know, I challenge everyone to think about that and think about what that's doing to set up our children, especially people my age where we grew up pretty much at the worst time of all of this stuff, you know, when variety first really flooded the markets and restaurants became cheaper and all this stuff. So, you know, in my upbringing, I grew up while all of that stuff changed, and you know, I don't think that it's served any of us very well. You know, like on some level, is it nice to have so much variety? Yes, but it does kind of set you up to never be satisfied with what you have. You know, it's just like any other thing. So it's just like any other consumer aspect. I'm just saying, think about that in terms of your own food consumerism. So think about. All right.